as you can tell, this is a different video in the caption. So I'm gonna put you on some cheat codes. So I'm gonna kind of run y'all down the recovery and everything I did to build my bench back up around, I think by now, a year and some months. I severely injured my elbow. So at work, I strained tendons going across my elbow extremely bad to where there was only maybe a couple inches of force left and I would have tore them. So that happened, a whole different thing. That's back when I was in PA, and I was working and I picked up my entire body with it because I worked on rail carts. I was a load shipment technician. So I went, grabbed myself, pulled my body up, and then pulled myself with my other hand. And when I got that checked out, what they said is if I didn't pull myself with that other hand, and I just had maybe an inch or two more worth of force put on that joint, I would have tore it. So, with that being said, obviously, being okay, he fucked up his elbow really bad, which, yes, you are correct. I completely cooked my shit badly. So, what I did is, obviously, you gotta knock everything down, go through recovery, get all the fucking resistant band therapy bullshits and all that, you know. But my thing is, once I start getting back into weightlifting, I was not going to be scared. I was not going to be iffy on what not to do and what to do, because the whole point is now I'm readjusting and making my joint used to be able to take the amount of force of the weight that it used to, right? So, sadly, I would have never wanted to, even on my worst enemy, I wouldn't have wanted this to happen. This happened around 2 weeks after I hit 315 for the first time on New Year's. So, it's been a cool fucking minute. Yes, 2 weeks after New Year's, first time I hit 315 is when I completely...
It's hard not to hate.
So here are the golden fucking rules when it comes to this. First is your recovery. Second is your intensity and volume. That's kind of a double together. And third is your accessories. Those are my 3 stages of what I did to recover and build some gnarly fucking strength. All the way to breaking former PRs of 345. Surprisingly, not even knowing, I don't program for it. I didn't at the time. I kind of still don't. I do sometimes program some things. But, or you can put an aspect this video that I just did of me just completely demolishing bench press with some fucking tires that are too heavy to even weigh. So, we put an aspect, those are kind of my credentials. You know what I mean? We have a 340 bench or 345. I don't know the modifications perfectly. 4 reps. We are benching literal tires. 4 reps. My favorite thing, what your best friend should be, is a close grip bench press, a tempo bench press, a banded bench press, as well as a JM press. Those are your best friends. Trust me when I tell you that. They need to be your best friends. Not they are, they need to be. If you are struggling and you are stuck within a certain amount of weight, the second you start implementing these between your training days and put them in certain training days, you are going to blow your bench up by like 50%. You're going to blow your fucking numbers out the roof, buddy. So, obviously, JM press, the way I do it is I will either do it directly to my neck or I will do it directly to my nose, which is what you'll see in this next clip. What a JM press is going to do, the main things that people do not put in aspect is it's not just your chest pressing the bar off. It's also your shoulders a little bit, more kind of like rear delts. But it's your back that stabilizes you, it is your chest that pulls up half of the motion, and it's your tricep that pulls up the other half of the motion, which is the lockout. So for a while after me injuring my elbow, my lockout was completely trash. It was shit. So I was like, all right, close grip bench press. We're also going to do block presses, is what I did. But my favorite thing to do, and my personal preference, is banded presses. You can use a band, put it as an X, and wrap it as a slingshot if you don't want to buy a slingshot. And what I will say is, do not take this kind of as a one size fits all. This is my thing. This is what I did to fix my problems and my personal setbacks when it comes to this. This is not a you take my info and you fucking implement it perfectly. This is gonna make you fucking da 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 whatever. This is my personal experiences that I'm telling you, because obviously I'm gonna get a lot of flack of people saying like this isn't optimal, this isn't right, now that's too much, whatever. So you can take my shit with a grain of salt, or you can take it like fucking gospel. What you want to do, buddy. What it does in a whole, a slingshot is going to make the lowest portion of your press the most smoothest and comfortable portion. So the way I wanted to do it is, okay, if I can load more weight onto that bar and make my body more comfortable with this weight that I've touched before, as well as making the lockout part harder, that's what I'm going to need in my regimen. And that is why I did banded presses a lot. JM presses are the mixture of a skull crusher and a bench press. This was one of my favorite things to build the strength in my triceps again, and to build the comfortability of having a lot of force and the amount of taxing it puts on your joints. But even if you're not doing it for exactly recovery, this is going to make your strength fucking skyrocket, because you're in the in-between. There's also kind of what I do to warm up sometimes on bench. With this is mainly progression. This is progressively overloading this motherfucker to the maximum. Did I start this shit at 200, 225, 245? No. Started it as low as, I think, 35 on each side. When I went to 135, which are 45-pound plates. Then I went to all the way up to 205, 185, 225, all the way up. You progressively overload every single week. Or what I did was I threw that either switch it for my press movement on chest day, or I put in my arm day. Now I kind of go a little bit out of what people like doing, which is having a lot of days mixed together. I kind of like having a separate day for everything. And muscles that I feel are lacking would be matched in with another day that kind of will also hit that same movement, or that same muscle group. So the JM press is just keep that in the 10 to 12 rep range. We're doing this strictly to build strength in your tricep, but also still get a lot of fucking stretch on that, get a good amount of hypertrophy in it, and it's gonna blow your fucking strength up. And that's the NRCR. It's gonna blow it up. There's no way of that not happening here. So now we're gonna get into tempo presses. This is kind of just you being more comfortable with weights. You can be able to control your weight so you're not slamming it into your fucking sternum. And this is also what I'll do to be more comfortable, and also when I was solidifying my form within flat bench pressing. Because really when it comes to form, that's all you. That's what you are more comfortable with. That's what you like. That's all personal preference. So what my thing is, I never really liked leg drive. So after I finally hit 315 was the first time I hit leg drive. So now to get past that, I was like, all right, I'm going to start implementing leg drive. I'm going to master this. I'm going to do what I really want to do with it. I'm going to do it most comfortable for me. So my favorite way of doing leg drive is kind of taken from one of the best benchers, Julius.
Let's go!
he kind of has a burst drive. And what I mean by burst drive is he gets down, the bars on his chest, right? Kind of in that middle piece that he likes putting it there. And he pulls 100% force, boom, one jolt of pure fucking unadulterated force into that burst drive. Now, I find that the most comfortable way of doing it rather than doing a constant. And if I start failing, what I kind of do now is a burst drive and then tense up my whole body like how it's supposed to be. But I start using leg drive throughout the lift after the burst. So, with tempos, I did that as a 4-second. I did 4 seconds going down, and I would hold it for 2 to 3 seconds. I'll press, explode.
Yeah, baby.
Now we're gonna get into just strictly flat benching. You know, just fucking putting some weight on that bar and launching it off your chest. I would say my favorite kind of rep scheme was kind of in the powerlifting type of rep scheme. It's like 5 to 5, 5 sets of 5 reps, pure fucking force. A little pause in that motherfucker at the bottom and exploding. Just kind of in that aspect of a pure powerlifter, right? I also like doing, 3 sets of 2, 5 sets of 1, 2 sets of 1 when they're like extremely heavy weights, or just doing 1 set of 2. This will be just purely getting better at bench. It's purely just gonna make you better at it. Obviously, you're fucking benching, buddy. What do you think it's gonna do? But my whole thing, right, is you gotta kind of calculate correctly what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Don't overshoot so insane unless you're gonna PR. And if you are going to PR, the most comfortable way of putting your body in that state of being able to PR as efficiently as possible is kind of doing it like a fucking powerlifter. You have 1 week where it's super light, kind of super light. So say your bench is, let me give you aspect. Say your bench is like 300 pounds, 275. We'll do 275 actually. Your bench is 275. You did that for a very ugly rep, 1 rep. Your first week is going to be really fucking low. In all honesty, your first week is going to be like 150, 165. Second week, it's going to be like 185. And your third will be like 205. So that last week, you can use 100%. So the third is like you're using like 75, right? Like 75%, because it's also, you have to put an aspect of how many reps you're going to do and how many sets you're going to do. So then that last one, you're going for that 1 rep max, beautiful 1 rep. And if you want to really just like, all right, I want to be like a fucking nerd and get the perfect calculations and all the fucking number bullshits, yeah. The best powerlifting regimen that I kind of did where I can kind of fuck up a little bit and I can kind of overshoot and not mess up that much, but it's just a slowly progress. As a 5-3-1 Jeremy Waller regimen. Like, oh, I hear this name all the time. My father did it. I did it. I kind of took it off my old man. So within a year, my old man, I think, got a squat from 225 all the way up to like 400 some pounds, right? That's a big fucking jump. And it's because you're putting your body in this perfect state of maxing out all the time because you're always leaving so much percent in the tank. And that's kind of what your flat bench is supposed to be. You shouldn't be going 100% of your force every single fucking time. You're always gonna plateau. You're gonna get maybe 10 pounds, 15 pounds on it, and then you're gonna plateau for 3 months. We're stuck on the same weight. But what the fuck is going on? You're doing too much. It's that simple. Coming from someone that did too much, you're doing too much. So keep your normal flat benching and kind of that aspect of powerlifting. And if you want to do aspect of bodybuilding, which now you have to do it a whole different way of form to hit your entire chest like Jay Cutler would do in this fucking video. Or fucking this video. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different fucking thing. But what you're here for is to build a bigger bench. Do it as a powerlifter, man. Even if you don't want to fucking fit so far in that aspect of being in powerlifting where it's like the second you mess up something, you're fucked. Do a 5-3-1. It will fucking let you fuck up a lot. It will let you mess up a lot, bro. There's a calculator in it. It's a whole little website. I will put that in the description, and that's what you use. That's what you're going to base everything off. It's going to tell you the weeks. You put that shit down. It's the most simplest program you can ever put in. But in all honesty, I think if you do what I do, you're going to not even need to do that shit, buddy.
After every we take, every feeling that I get.
Watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But relax your arms and let me in. I'll find a way. I'm confused, but I think I can try. I will save your life.
Go away this pain from me. The memories that haunted me. Your smile is like a breath of air. I've held it in to feel you here. You washed the lightning from my eyes and wiped my tears when I would cry.
Dish. Dish.
Open it up, it's
Dish.
never ending. It's the beginning.
Fucked in the head, I lost my mind with my virginity.
Got another 100
3-6
solid ass pounds on my fucking body. Come on. How many as you got, motherfucker? Lightweight.
Never seen a nigga hung with a gold chain.
Yeah.
I'd rather sing about the same things that we claim. Such as natural, but niggas like a task force. Mobbing on the streets and robbing stores to ski masks, bruh. Niggas that reaching the right.